When last we left the party, they were screwed. For more information, please continue to watch. So, let's go ahead and describe where you guys ended up before we do anything else, real quick, okay? So time is frozen for a moment.
Which is important.
Which is very important.
Time's frozen.
See, you're like, in midair, plummeting out of the portal that Guido made, and everything's just frozen for a second. Big goofy face.
Anime moment.
Yeah, anime moment. You are in a vast, violet-covered plain. Actually, you know what? I feel like pulling on a specific song, viewers at home. Give me just a second. I should have thought of this in advance. I apologize. It'll make sense in a moment. We're going to even turn it up just a little bit. So, you, vast, the rock, actually, the ground looks like sort of barren crags, except the dust and the dirt of it is more violet colored than red or tan or anything like that. If you were to look around and give a moment, you would see that there are occasional flashes of lightning that just seem to happen. There's no thunder, though. There's no sound. And if you look up, you see that there is this constant storm of very fast-moving, deep blue, blackish clouds, like very deep, dark storm clouds, that are racing actually in the direction you are currently facing at the moment. That'll be important later. To give you an idea of where you're facing, because you have no sense of north in here. So, when you come out of the portal, the clouds are going overhead, straight in the direction you're facing, okay? Those clouds are racing by at an extremely fast pace. There's lots of lightning going through them, too. Again, no thunder, no sound of wind, either, okay? The only really noticeable sound is every so often, at a strangely irregular beat, you hear a loud clang of metal on metal in the distance. Now, the ground itself has veins running through it of deep, bright violet energy, and these veins seem to be just kind of pulsing a little bit. I don't think any of you and your affinities are really interacting with this in any particular way, so I don't have anything else to add with that. You could do an elemental affinity roll when you're not frozen in mid-pose, plummeting out of the portal.
Yes.
Those veins crisscross almost everywhere. It's like difficult to walk without stepping on an area that has one of these veins on it, okay? There is plant life that you can see, but the plant life, upon closer inspection, is solid metal. Like if you could imagine a fairly normal-looking bush, if every leaf and every branch was actually made of metal instead of, organic plant matter. Okay. So then time unfreezes, and you collapse in a heap there on the ground, and you have about 1 second to do something before stuff happens.
Ah!
I'm with him on this. Ah!
So I do have a question about the nature of this
Yeah, sure.
thing. Being a geomancer or whatnot, what does this place actually feel like?
Spatial.
Spatial. Okay, so this is similar to the weird stuff back when we fought Garland, essentially.
Very similar, yes. Not quite the same.
Okay.
I'm going to need a... I guess that would be a wisdom roll. This is a perception check from everyone.
Oh.
Forgot to pull up my character sheet.
That might be helpful.
I know, and I always give Zan a hard time for that. And
17.
Ooh, nice.
Ah!
so it's 17 on the die.
So, 3... No, I kid.
Mine's 14.
Okay.
Come on, today.
Guido gets a 0. A negative 12.
Okay, so this is
Wisdom.
wisdom. So +2, so
Sis, say something. Just say something so I don't hear the noise.
Say things, say things, say things.
Thank you. Okay. So what'd you get into, Guido?
19.
Okay. All three of you hear a voice, which sounds fairly feminine, and is saying something in a language that two of you don't understand. Well, you already know the first message, sis. I've already told you it, so I'm not going to text you it right now. But two of you have no idea what this is, but you just hear, and it's actually fairly quiet. There is a severe tone of urgency to it. Snarg, you rolled well enough that you have a pretty good ball on where it's coming from, so you could kind of look in that direction.
Share yourself, vaguely feminine voice.
If you want now, since you're the only one who actually could figure out where it's from, I'm going to have another wisdom roll from you, but this one's actually at disadvantage.
Okay. But it is still a awareness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well, too bad I can't take the natural 20, but that's still a 15.
Okay, 15 is actually pretty good. So after some significant looking, as you're looking around, spending some time, I'm actually going to say you take a full 6 seconds looking around. So Guido, you have a moment to react to the fact that Snarg is trying to figure out what the heck's going on here.
Okay. If I'm not standing, I will get to my feet.
Okay.
And I'm just going to look around. If anyone can hear me, they'll hear me say, well, at least it's not the plane of pebbles.
Okay. Sis, you obviously know what was said, and the direction it was... Oh, I received a text. So Zariel says... In Murloc language, of course. And then there's a reply, which I'm still sending to her. Right about at this time, we go ahead and get Snarg's results. What was it? Was 15? Okay, so 15 is still good enough under the new system. So you can tell that there is some kind of you can just barely see a couple of eyes that looks like some of the ground has just been lifted up a bit, just like this, and so they're peeking out from it. There's someone who's just gesturing for you to get under there as quickly as possible.
Okay. So he's gonna get that on all fours and kind of do the pointer thing. The thing.
Okay.
Whatever is poking out of the ground.
Right about now, as you're doing that, you hear this rumble and this large metallic shape just kind of slams down in front of you. And grabs Zariel. Zariel, do me a favor and give me a strength opposed check real quick. Oh, I actually rolled well. You're still muted.
It's 15. 10 on the die.
Yeah, so you're grappled, picked up by what now that you have a moment to reel back, you notice is this gigantic metallic-looking hand claw thing. It's only got 3
I can't see it.
digits and this, but the other two can see this, so this thing picks them up. You two, now completely startled, look up and see this giant thing that looks vaguely like a reed shark, except it has wings, and it's made entirely of metal.
Oh, it's going to take her back to the start of the dungeon. Stop it.
And it is screeching at her in full volume in a language you don't understand. Sis already knows what it's saying.
Okay.
What?
I'd like to teleport.
Well, okay, I suppose I'll allow that. Where would you like to teleport to?
Away.
I need more than that.
A ship.
Okay, so you teleport right back down to the ground. And there's this roar of unholy rage above you. This thing is quite large, by the way.
I don't remember what it said in greeting, by the way.
Well, I think you understand what its meaning was, though.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it roars at the top of its lung and, says something about a certain usurper and how they need to be annihilated.
Yes. Yes.
And now it's trying to slam that same hand down on you, crushing you like a bug.
I'm going to teleport again.
Where Where to? Okay, so you teleport over there. Smash!
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when this thing grabs Zan, I was intending for Condemn to go off
Okay.
because it surprised the crap out of me.
Okay, that makes sense. I like it.
Okay. I just rolled a 7.
What's 7 do on Condemn?
Dirge
Shoot, I gotta look that one up.
applies a 3-round doom.
Oh, okay.
That's a 3-round what?
Doom.
That
Hang on.
doesn't.
That's okay.
So
Does that even work?
Not on this thing, no. But um, where's?
it's not a critical hit or failure. So
Well, that's good because that would be much worse, especially in a critical failure. Doom. Ugh.
3 rounds.
So
You have 12 seconds to dispel it. Can
Dirge
anyone
goes
dispel?
off on the. Excuse me. Dirge lands. So in 18 seconds, something is going to happen to this thing. It's still roaring in rage, and it's chasing after Zerial. It's totally ignoring the two of you. It's extremely fast. If I were to describe its move speed, I'd have to use 3
I just
digits.
yelled something at it. And
I
I'm
know.
just teleporting around like little bad rabbit. You can pretty much
How many teleports do you have left today?
all of them minus the 2 I just used.
I just want you to keep track.
I know. That means I have 22.
Okay.
I'm now at 20.
Okay.
I think. I don't remember. Hold on, I'll tell you.
It should be 2 per level, yeah. Pretty sure. Snarg, you are watching this unfold.
He just says, he turns to Guido and says, "Well, I'm guessing they know each other."
The voice coming from the hidden rock is getting a little more urgent.
What? What do you want? Like, I turn around and try to get a good look at this thing. I'll even press my nose down.
It's only about this much of it is visible to begin with.
Mhm.
So you see eyes.
I suppose the dark vision does not help.
In this actual case, no.
Oh, okay. Is it actually working? I'm just curious because I know.
Yeah,
you
dark
described
vision is working in here.
Okay.
That's not the issue. Most
Okay.
of the lighting... by the way, I should clarify, most of the lighting in this place is actually coming from those veins I mentioned. There's no otherwise source of light visible at the moment, which is significant for reasons I'm not going to go into.
Right. All right. So, so this seems to be acting as some sort of ground hatch. Almost correct.
Yeah.
All right. So he's going to go over there and lift it up.
Okay, so the moment you go over there, you tumble into it,
Oh, okay.
because it's actually... there's nothing there. It's just an illusion.
Oh,
And so Guido, roll perception.
can I ask?
Zerial, I want the same from you at a disadvantage.
Oh shit!
That's an 8.
Even after disadvantage?
I rolled an 8 and a 19.
Okay. So
This is wisdom based, right?
yes, wisdom.
Oh, well, in that case, it's 13.
Oh, that's actually better.
Because I didn't math.
That's still pretty good. So what'd you get, Guido?
I got an 8.
So Guido, you're just suddenly like you're watching this giant thing. It's making a ton of noise, and it's roaring at the top of its lungs. If it even has lungs, and it's like stomping around after Zerial. Every time she teleports, like as she's teleporting, it turns as if it knows where she's going, and immediately, unerringly goes towards where she ends up.
And Zerial is screaming
Something
at it.
in a language you don't understand. And then you look around and you notice Snarg's just gone.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd probably like turn to Snarg to say something, and
And then he's just, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Zerial, you, despite disadvantage, somehow actually notice Snarg go toppling into the illusory ground.
I want to teleport over there.
Alright, you plummet in as well. Guido, I'm just going to give you that you see her do that.
Yeah, big, giant, desolate, teleporty smoke, and then boom.
Yeah. The creature is
As
stomping...
I'm falling into the hole, I'm still screaming what I told you.
Yes. The creature is stomping towards this direction, that direction of that hole, as we speak. But
That
you,
means the people that are in the hole heard me.
however, you are obviously you actually technically have another action before that happens, Guido. So you have a full total of 2 actions you can take at this point. 2 rounds, I should say.
I caught a Pidgey.
Congrats! It's a Pidgey.
Yeah, but that's all I've got right now.
Don't worry, viewers at home. We're not playing Pokemon Go. We're playing real Pokemon. Thank you. We can prove it. I've got mine right here too. I've got black and white too. You can't see it, of course.
There we go.
Pidgey, very docile. If attacked, it will often kick up. Hit A.
I can't. I don't know which one's A.
Get up and break dance.
A?
Yeah. It will. Hang on. Kick up sand to protect itself rather than fight back.
Do you want to give Pidgey a nickname?
Yes. Guido. No.
I already hit that.
No, Guido would be a Machamp. You kidding me? Whap! Anyways, you got 2 rounds of action, Guido.
So I'm guessing that this thing hasn't noticed me at all.
It does not even register you. It didn't register Snarg either.
Well, the last thing I want to do at this point is split up the party, so...
You could? You could pull a Rory. I mean...
No, I think I'm just going to make a beeline for that...
Spot that you saw me fall in.
spot.
If you do like a full round of movement, you'll get there in 1 round. If you just book it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, my plan is just all-out run.
Okay. So you will get there before the thing will, and you will plummet in as well. The thing will be roaring something. I actually have to text Sis what it's roaring.
As I fall through the hole.
Yeah. Just a second. So, whoops. The, it's very dark in here. Extremely dark, actually. I think Snarg is actually the only one who will be able to see normally at the moment. Real quick, that's the thing. I was just sitting, there was something I wanted to talk about before I go forward with the narrative. I've decided on a slight rule change. Very slight. Sis and I actually talked about this today over lunch. Very, very slight. We're still doing the 2 actions per turn thing, the XCOM style thing. The only difference is to make things much, much, much simpler. Rather than making spellcasting a 2-round action, it is a 1-round action that has the asterisk of you not being able to cast. Make sense? That's actually basically what we've been doing anyways, actually, up till now. So you can cast and move, cast and attack, cast and do another action. But you cannot cast and cast unless you do one of the ways you can do that. Make sense?
Yes.
And I figure that's a much, much simpler way to get across what I was going for there balance-wise than, like, what we had this idea of...
You
like,
have to stand perfectly still.
Yeah, you have to stand still, or you have 4 actions per turn, and a spell takes up, like, 3 of them, and we had a couple of other ideas. This way, I think, is much, much simpler and gets across the same balance point I wanted. So you can cast and move, cast and attack, etc. So, you tumble in, Guido, darkness. Zerial, darkness.
I have true sight.
Damn it.
Guido, darkness.
Guido, darkness, yes. You have the torch sword, actually, Guido, if I'm remembering
But I have
correctly.
to draw it.
That's true. So, Snarg, well, actually, no, so you plummet in. Snarg, you see the individual in question. You see the full person. What you were seeing before you is effectively a snake person. They do not have distinctly masculine or feminine features. Their upper body is entirely humanoid, very thin, and completely covered in scales, non-stop, all the way, including their face and around their eyes. Their eyes, of course, are the exact same eyes you saw earlier, that glow softly. I'll go ahead and give this away now. All of these different creatures have different color eyes. It's actually indicative of how they identify each other, because otherwise they're analogous to each other physically. So the eye color is how you identify an individual. The one who let you in here has a sort of faintly amber-colored eye color. So if you want to remember that, that's okay. The below the waist is terminates into this long snake tail, but it's not actually covered in the same scales as the rest of their body. It's actually effervescent. It seems to sort of fade at bits and points as it goes through, as if it's not quite there, as if it's just some kind of projection of light or something like that. And in this case, the tail... Well, I shouldn't say in this case. In all cases, the tail itself also... I shouldn't say also... is sort of a faintly glowing blue. And is providing a very small amount of light for what appears to be a tunnel, which, if you look up, you actually don't see above there. The illusion goes both ways. You see what looks like a ceiling of rock above you. And she quickly says, and she rushes down the corridor at Mach 12.
I don't follow.
I just texted you what I said to her as soon as we walked in the thing.
Okay. She will respond to you.
That ain't no show that I know of.
And I have texted what she said to my sister. What the hell language is that? I swear I'll actually make it someday. Guido, you hear, and then you hear an obvious noise of something moving as if dragging a heaviness, heavy weight or whatever, in that direction.
It says it wants us to follow it.
What is it?
It's not smushing me. I don't know.
You hear a very loud slamming sound right above you. And you see metal start to peek in through the ceiling.
I just dashed down the hallway.
I'll dash down after the amber snake.
Okay. Guido.
Oh,
Guido, can you see?
We skipped an important thing here. When I'm flaming, I don't know if that's providing any light.
Yes, it would be. So she.
Okay, so you can see me down the hall.
No, you all suck for hiding.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I haven't even.
Snarg's like just totally invisible against the wall.
I mean, I've completely lost my physical form. I'm back to that flame thing that Guido carried around on its shoulder. I'm just life-sized.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an important bit of information, because otherwise I would be fumbling around in the dark.
As much as I like that idea, one quick thing before you follow him, because you're the last one to go, Guido. You glance up and you see like what looks like one of the fingers or claws or whatever of the metal thing kind of dipping down in, and then you see this. It just kind of jerks, just like this, like this obvious pain sound because Doom just went off, and the claw recoils, and you hear something that sounds really, really, really angry.
Do I hear it?
Yes.
What does it say?
You feel it.
Oh, God.
The reverberations. No, there's no words. There's no... It's like... It sounds pissed.
Guido, what did you do?
Quick, run. I think it's having a seizure.
Why are you blaming me? I just teleported.
Snarg fell in a hole. I was too
Please
busy
tell me you're having this
casting.
conversation as you're running.
We'll blame you for everything, but let's run first, Guido, okay?
I'm already however far down the hallway.
After several hundred feet of chasing, and by the way, after every few seconds after you've made it a certain distance, the whole cave thing you're in just shudders, like you feel the whatever the thing is doing back there physically. And the snake lady is just charging forward as fast as she can slither, and she comes to a room, and she starts drawing some kind of rune on the wall, and so what happens is she puts her finger and it starts kind of melding into the rock wall, and as she does so, traces of that violet vein stuff I mentioned earlier, very small obviously because it's just her finger, starts erupting as she does it, and she very hurriedly traces this rune and smashes her hand into it, and the four of you are teleported away.
Not again.
It's okay. You're teleported much less distance this time. But you can feel the sensation of energy like welling up. You could resist the teleport if you want. It's a
I
willed
want to
teleport.
cast a spell instead.
Okay, what are you casting?
Regen.
Okay. Sis, would
Wait,
you like
is
to-
anyone gravely injured right now?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I don't think any of us have taken any damage.
You
I
did.
Yeah,
I was
Snarg did
damaged.
during the
I was
fight with
pretty
the...
Took a boatload of damage
like
last
I
time.
got snagged.
So,
Just regenerate myself for Gen 3.
mm,
If that's the case, then.
Nails. Metal. Chairs. Chairs. Planks.
So-
We got some of this going.
you end up in a very large looking area. There's not a lot of light here either. In fact, there's basically none, other than the veins, which are giving a few bits. You can tell you're actually above ground again, where you are now. If not for the fact that you know you just teleported, you might as well be like 3 feet from where you left, for all you can tell. However, there's no giant metal reed shark thing trying to kill you, so that's a plus. The clouds at this point have actually are moving that way. You know, you could use that to keep tracking your position and your direction. The area surrounding you is a very extensive and... Sis, could you mute yourself real quick, please?
I did.
But you...
I'm texting.
Okay, the sound was getting distracting. There's that question that's been asked you hasn't been asked yet. Obviously, I'm still describing the area. There's a large curving architecture, but it's not buildings in what you would normally call. There's no ceilings. There are walls, and but there's no multiple stories. It's all one story, nothing growing up. And it all seems to be designed, well, as you might imagine, something would be designed for people who don't have legs. Slides and, like, I want to use the term aqueduct, but I can't think of what the proper term is, what I'm thinking of. Instead of, like, pathways. You know, we use pathways. This is more like this kind of a thing, to get from place to place.
Ramps.
Right, sure, ramps. Or sluices, I don't know. And there's several of those leading hither and to. There's no artificial lighting anywhere near here. Obviously, these creatures don't seem to have any need. And there are about a dozen or so of these things. They all look, as I already previously kind of hinted at, identical, other than the eye color. It's the only thing different. Even, at a close examination, they look exactly identical, other than the eye color. One of them, which is clearly winded and panting and just kind of hunched over, turns to Zariel and says something. Zariel, in response, says,
Alright, what kind of weird moon speak are they talking?
Shoot, I'm in a weird position here. I gotta figure out how to answer this question. Why do you keep asking this question, sis? You're terrible. It's okay, I have an answer.
I'm going to lean over to Snarg and say, I wonder if they know the rock people.
Have you described the rock people to Snarg?
I'm pretty sure at some point during our downtime, we would have talked about where I was when I was gone for so long.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know, I can't ask them. Wait a minute. I might be able to.
Okay.
So, 2 questions. First, do these things have any elemental affinity?
Spatial. All 100% spatial.
Second,
They're
I'm gonna cast a
glowing
spell.
with it. And when I say glowing with it, I mean, if you were... Do me a favor and actually roll elemental affinity, now that we actually have a pause moment.
Alright. Decisively neutral. That would be a... Oh, shoot, what is that? Oh, I'm looking at my original character sheet. No wonder I can't find it.
There is no elemental affinity! I've lost it!
Be a 20.
20, that's actually really good.
If I may, not that it matters one iota, I actually rolled a 16 with my -10.
Wow! That's really impressive.
I know.
Well, a 16 will give you a little bit of information. Let me think about that for a moment. A 16 will tell you...
hold on. I don't have, like, elemental knowledge, or I didn't before.
That's fair.
I was just rolling to see how bad I do, honestly.
That is amusing. Just a second. At this question, sis, she starts to sound a little more harsh in her speech. Like defensive, if you will. Humble Bundle, get $120 worth of games.
That's what they're talking about?
Apparently, that's...
These are the people who make the Humble Bundle. I knew it.
Yes. So, Snarg, you get a 20, which is enough to tell you you're pretty sure just on sight. If it wasn't for the fact that your physical eyes are telling you these are snake people, you would assume these are fairies. They seem to be exactly the same as fairies are construction-wise, aka part physical, part elemental. Except in this case, unlike fairies, which are of all 8 elements, these things are universally spatial. They have a huge amount of spatial energy, so much so that it's kind of seeping out of them a little bit. And I'll go ahead and give you this, too. You happen, as you're examining them while those two are having their conversation, you happen to notice that one of them reaches out to the ground where one of those veins is and just kind of runs its hand along it, and some of the energy of the ground seeps into it and seems to rejuvenate the creature.
Well, that's handy. But since I know that these are elementally aligned, it should work. So, I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay, what are you casting?
Analysis.
Oh, God. Okay.
I want to learn Moonspeak.
You're muted, Zan.
No, that's seriously what he's trying to do, because he's just sitting there staring at people talk, and he can't understand us. He's like, I want that.
So I'm going to respond to her. I just texted you a response, and when I'm doing it, I'm pointing at Guido.
Okay. You're already being blamed, Guido.
Yeah.
Okay.
My surprised face.
When so Guido, one of the snake ladies, I'm gonna arrange this properly. So Snarg, you're just kind of are you trying to stealthily cast? Because you can do that.
Not really. No.
Okay, so you're openly casting.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at you, like curiously, but thanks to the nature of what you're casting, they're not actually going to try and attack you or anything or interrupt with you. You cast analysis.
That's the upgraded version.
On the creature. Now, I really hate to ask you this, but it's been a while since you've cast analysis. Remind me how we do this exactly. I know I give you a choice, but I don't remember.
I can gain one unique ability, stat, or knowledge from the target.
That's right. So, you've already told me what you want. So you don't want their knowledge, you just want the language. Do you want to confirm and deny?
Yeah, basically.
Y/N. Okay. So you now temporarily speak their language.
For, max amount of time.
Oh, nice.
That would be 17 minutes.
Nice. Okay. So for 17 minutes, the two of you understand what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and say this part out loud, because at this point the majority of the party understands. So the creature slides up to Guido. Despite Guido's height, she's able to look eye to eye, just barely. She has to stretch out on the snake tail just a little bit, and says, "Why have you invaded our realm?"
You're muted, Zan.
Now, of course, Guido can't understand this.
Right.
But Snarg can, and Zariel can.
So I'm going to say in the new language, excuse me, I have a question from him.
She turns and just looks down at this point at you. Because she's still up to be at Guido's
He wants
height.
to know if you know the rock people.
The Goran?
Would they look like, Guido? Like, just big moving rocks?
And which language are you speaking in?
Oh, right.
Language
to,
barriers.
We'll go back to common.
Okay.
You don't have to. I mean,
I try and describe the basically D&D golem
thing.
Yeah. Giant rock entities that lived in rocks, ate rocks, tried to feed me rocks.
So then I assume Snarg relays.
Yes.
She says, "We have not had dealings with them in over 4 centuries."
Oh. Not for a while, Guido. Apparently they know of him.
See, I'm not crazy.
I say again, why have you invaded our realm? You shouldn't be here.
Oh,
And Zerial's muted.
they want to know why you're here. I kind of want to know that too.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and go to Guido and say, how the hell did you get us here, and where is here? In common.
In common, okay.
By the way, they said invaded, so I'm thinking they don't really like it that we're here.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to Zan, and seeing as how you speak their language, can you ask them where here is?
Okay. Are you going
I
to...
suppose I don't have to text you anymore for 17 minutes. I turn to Guido. I already asked. They want to know how we got here. And I don't even know where here is.
Okay, so they actually mentioned the Goran by name, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a their name was translated by Snarg to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got us here the same way I got to visit the Goran.
An extremely non-answer.
Yeah, I'm just going to go. That doesn't tell me anything. Where did you learn? When have you been here before? You can't translate to. And what was wrong with your portal?
Several of the other creature snake people have started kind of sliding over, not threateningly. They're obviously fascinated by this display, and they're just kind of looking at the three of you with curiosity.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
What do
and
you call yourselves?
One of them slides up around Snarg and says, "You are a geomancer."
Ooh, they know. They've heard of me.
I have not seen a geomancer in a long time. Would you demonstrate? You're in Spacial.
That may not be a great idea. Well, I can make a desolate. How about that?
A what? And that's her actual
Yeah.
response. A what?
No. I'm not just saying that. No, no.
Oh, okay,
I'm just
okay.
gonna turn around, a me. He can make a. You can make a one of me.
Kind of.
One of the geomancer abilities is really mean.
Yes, it actually is that, I think.
Yeah, it pretty much... There's like a way to avoid it, but if you fail, you are turned into a desolate.
It's like, okay, sure, I can do that. I think there is one thing you do that may not be potentially debilitating to everyone here.
Okay.
I've done this before. It's okay. Oh, I actually have. That's not a lie.
Okay.
Here, hold my beer.
Hold the beer while I try this.
Hey, yo, watch this. But I am
I
going
want
to
to stand
use-
back.
Do I have to select a creature for a target? Can I just make
What's
this
the thing you're doing? Help me out.
Thorns of Madness?
You have done that before.
Yes.
We'll say no. You don't have to. You could just make the thorns appear over there or something like that.
Okay. So I'm assuming I probably get some of those little glowing nodes or whatnot to do that. I don't know if that's the same type of thing, but cause those thorns to burst from the surface and just kind of wrap around and make a little show.
Okay. And she looks at it. She looks at you and she says, "Why don't you use any of the other elements?"
Well, it doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does. Oh, you are a new geomancer.
I guess. Like, no. Well, I mean, I've been around the block a couple times. I mean,
Who is your master? Who has taught you in these arts?
well, nobody, as far as I know. Where I come from, geomasters don't have masters.
A natural geomancer. And she turns and mentions that, and several of the other creatures are like, "Oh wow, natural geomancer! Oh, wow, that's, oh, wow."
Are you supposed to be able to
So
tap into the?
they'll like kind
How
of
would you even do that?
guide you aside here a little bit over to the others. Are you gonna go with them?
Sure.
And they'll just kind of start chatting with you a little bit about geomancy. I want to come back to that though. So in the meanwhile,
Z is arguing flamboyantly with flames going. Psh, psh, psh. as she jerks her hands around
And
with Guido about what's wrong with you. Your portal was wrong, and and now we're at this place. And when have you ever been here before? Because you can't go places you haven't been before, so you had to have been here.
One of the women, the original one, the Amber Eyes, is going to lay a hand on you and say, "Please, child of madness, there's no need for this."
And I'm going to turn back to her and say, I know I'm a little bit impassioned, but I'm not mad.
No, you are a child of madness. It's all over you. It's so obvious.
Huh?
Right about at this moment, the entire area shakes.
I didn't do it!
I'm afraid we should go.
It's back.
It has been hunting us for some time, yes.
What? Hang on, question.
Why does it think I'm a Viosian?
By the way, real quick, I just want to point out that Guido, this entire time, has been hearing... No one has been translating to him at all, so he's just like...
Yep.
So I've been yelling at him and then speaking in another language.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only thing I got out of that entire conversation was
The word Viosian.
the pointing up, the look of panic, and Viosian.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Viosians are our friends now.
Her response is going to be, "What's a Viosian?"
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Maybe we should talk about it on the way. Come on. It is some distance from us. It'll be some time before it finds us.
Okay.
But what is that thing anyway? Like,
And I'm going to turn to Guido, but this time I'm going to forget to switch languages.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So you're
I'm
gonna
just going to
talk-
kind
so
of
you're gonna talk to
offhandedly
Guido
toss the
in
comment over my
gibberish.
shoulder. But what I'm telling him, Snarg, is what you hear is me telling Guido, follow us. And then me going off down the hall. What Guido hears is, la, 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 la. And then I walk off down the hall.
Okay.
she just
Snarg.
blamed you for everything that is wrong with the world, wants you to follow her.
Follow. Okay. Yeah. So, and we're still underground, and
We're
Actually,
in
no.
a tube thing.
You're not underground at this moment, no.
oh, we're not. Okay.
No, you can see the clouds overhead.
Okay. How fast are they moving off?
At this point, they're moving much quicker, and in a given direction. The direction you're going, actually, the
Okay.
direction they want you to go in.
So I'm guessing I'm not going to be able to keep up
Why?
because I'm slower than you.
I only move at 60 feet.
Only 60 feet?
What she means by that is 30.
What I mean by that is 30.
That's good.
Because, double move, because of the
Sorry.
move. Okay, Okay, this is a good time to introduce this. So one of the things, they start to leave. Guido follows. Guido is slower. Guido starts to fall behind. One of the creatures, the Amber Eyes, turns and says, "Why is your friend lagging behind?"
That's as fast as his kind normally goes.
Oh! And she turns around, and she starts carving a rune in the ground, and after a moment, she kind of pulls her hand up, and as she's doing it, the ground comes with it, and she just kind of uses her hands in the air and sculpts a sort of a carriage, for lack of a better term, made of the violet dark rock. And of course it doesn't have wheels, because these things don't have concept of wheels. Instead it has a very smooth underside. And then she lets it go, and it crashes to the ground with a loud clunk in front of Guido.
It doesn't have wheels.
How did you do that in new language?
I am a fairly skilled shaper, ma'am.
Can
Is
I
that
tell
kinda
if
like
that was a form of geomancy?
Or a weaver?
That was not a form of geomancy, no.
Okay.
I don't think
Yes, I'm gonna
anyone...
turn- Is that kind of like a weaver?
What is weaving?
Making things out of nothing.
You can't make
Here,
something
I
out of
pull out my
nothing.
teapot and show her. It's like this. Pour hot tea.
Ah, it's super broad. Oh, God, why'd you do this to me?
Or
Guido, are
sorry.
you going to get into the thing?
I'm a little disappointed because
I'm
I
gonna
was
turn to
hoping to
Guido.
summon a tarot.
Hoping for what?
He was gonna
Oh, you were
summon
hoping to
someone.
summon your... Oh, you could if you want to.
Yeah, but at this point it would be an insult. So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Guido, and I'm gonna remember to switch to common this time because I'm paying attention to who I'm speaking to, and I'm gonna say, Guido, they want you to get in it. You're slow.
So wonderfully diplomatic.
Eloquent as ever.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll hop in. However.
So you just clamber in, and the thing just lurches forward and starts moving quicker, obviously. So they continue their travel. Everyone is clearly afraid. Their overall attitude and demeanor is one of quiet horror. You guys provided a little bit of a distraction, but now that they're free to think about their predicament, you can tell their mood has considerably darkened. And they are desperately trying to make their way in the direction, which is the direction the clouds are going, again, to make that clear. So you're following the clouds. And
I'm going to ask the one I've been talking to this whole time, why is it following you, and why does it want to eat me?
Well, ever since the barrier has been lowered, they have been rather aggressively attacking all 8 of the planes.
What barrier?
The Great Barrier that was to keep our realm separate from yours. It fell approximately
Did I
100...
do that when I fell in the place that was all comfy and fire?
The barrier fell approximately 131 days ago.
What happened 131 days ago?
I'm going to make that an intro. All 3 of you can do it.
I have perfect memory.
I'm still going to make you do an intro.
Okay. Let's see.
I would have to have.
He would have to understand the language.
Someone
to do it.
translate to Guido real quick.
Yeah, so I rolled a 1, so I'm going to turn to Guido. What happened 131 days ago?
Yeah.
You too?
I rolled a 6, but
Zariel has trouble remembering what the day is. What date, I should say, is. Snarg, you at least remember that it's May 14th. Guido?
17.
All right. 131 days ago was January 4th. It takes you a few moments to calculate that in your head. You actually think back, like, hang on.
That was back in January.
Beginning of January. What major... Now, all of you, upon hearing beginning of January, will know what happened at the beginning of January, because everyone knows what happened at the beginning of January.
That's when the first thingy fell, right?
That's when the very first ley line detonated.
Carolyn, that bastard!
Ooh.
Carolyn, he broke the ley line.
just some guy.
Why would
He's
anyone...
dead now.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe I assume he died with the detonation of the ley line. That kind of power
No,
release.
he didn't. He broke a whole bunch more of them, and
A look of abject horror comes over their obviously reptilian snake-like faces.
I know, right?
and then we killed him. I think I helped. I don't really remember. My memory's kind of fuzzy.
Why did you kill him? He could have repaired it, maybe.
He was crazy and evil, and he broke them in the first place?
It's okay. I'm working on that right now.
So, she's gonna stop moving. She's just gonna stop moving as the despair washes over her.
Despair?
Yeah, because she understands what that means. So, she is now overcome by overwhelming despair.
Why? What's wrong?
There's no point
No point in what?
trying anything. The world's gone. There's no point.
Why is the world gone?
The ley line. How many ley lines have detonated?
I don't remember.
4. Excuse me, 4.
4 of them?
Earth,
Fire.
Earth, water, fire, and spatial.
Earth, water, fire, and spatial.
We need to find the Verendi immediately.
I know that word.
And she just starts sliding along again at a place. The others are like, come on, no, we have to keep going, trying to encourage her to keep moving.
More moon words. I understand the language, and even I still don't know what's going on.
Does Z know Verendi?
I'm going to assume no.
Okay.
I'm just for various many reasons.
I know that. But
Yes,
I can't
you.
remember if he knows that.
Zanastma knows what
Who are the, so she's Sliva. Who are the Verendi?
people who might be here and might be able to help. There's another shudder in the distance as she says this, and she looks back fearfully.
Maybe we should pick up
Okay.
the pace.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab. Do they have arms?
Yes.
I'm gonna like grab her arm and like tug her faster and say, "You know how to fix this? Kind of. You know who I need to find to fix it. I don't know who they are. You come help, please."
We can't leave.
Why?
Because for the same reason you shouldn't be here.
Still don't know what that is.
I don't know how I got here.
Well, that thing back there, pointing to Guido, apparently got you in here. And God, he makes my spine crawl. Ugh.
Why?
Just looking at him. How could you not? Just look at him. He's so...
Well, I mean, he's a runt, but that's no reason to discriminate.
I don't even...
Looking aren't that bad looking. I mean,
Guido, you see both of us turning and looking at
And looking
you,
and pointing.
and me being
And,
like,
and it's like... Guido's just back there like... Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What am I being blamed for now?
you're playing for being ugly.
At least I got a free ride out of it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're turning on, you make a bit of a detour, and you go, you without any real appreciable warning, you just start going down into the ground. Another illusory thing, in other words. So there's like a ramp, but it looks like you're just walking into the earth until you get through it. So,
I'm going to ask her where I find the Verendi.
I have no idea.
Are they like the 11?
I don't even know if they're here or not. I don't know what an 11 is, other than a number.
What do they
call
what
themselves?
do they look like?
What do they look like?
Yeah.
They're energy beings.
Oh,
So
do
I
they leave any
suppose,
tracks?
not that I'm aware of, Mr.
It's
Knoll.
really hard to track. You know?
Yes, they're very hard to track, Mr. Knoll. And so she leads you down underground for a bit, and you make a bit of a detour. And whoever's in the front of the pathway is carving another rune. Would anyone like to do a perception check over it?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this rune stuff.
I got a 17 and 10, 5, so 22.
Nice.
I got a 13.
15.
Okay, Guido and Zero, would you both do an int roll for me, please?
Natural 20 makes that a 26.
Jesus.
Hey, all my other rolls have been shit tonight.
Language. I'm gonna get like a soundbite of Captain America saying that and just start playing it. So what's your int roll, Guido?
17.
Okay, Guido, you're paying attention to the rune carving she's doing. Snarg, you're paying attention to it too, but it's kind of hard to see, and there's a lot of people in the way. I mean, you're like at the back of the line, and she's at the front of the line. Guido has a little bit of a vantage point. So he's like, aha, and he can see the specific rune. You roll a sufficient int to memorize this specific rune if you'd like to.
Sure.
Zerial, you roll really high, and you notice that the rune is actually exactly the same as the last rune that was being carved.
You're gonna send us back to the same place we just were?
And when you say that, a bunch of people, you know, all the creatures who are gathering together, just kind of look at you really strangely, like, what do you mean? And right about
That's
that
the
point,
same rune.
right about that point, the one in the front finishes the rune, and all of you teleport right back where you started.
Why are we back where we started?
When I say when you started, I mean with the thing, which is waiting for you.
Ah!
And the one who carved the rune says, you know, I'm sorry, but compliance seemed the better option.
Oh, great.
With the thing trying
Got
to
a snake.
Guido, you're not in the sled anymore, by the way. The sled didn't come with.
Sure. Do I fall on my butt or?
No, you land gracefully,
Oh,
like a boulder.
yeah.
Um,
You want me to roll reflex?
What's the meaning of this?
the Amber Eyes is in such utter shock. She's lost for words. She is looking straight at the one who betrayed you, whose eyes are red, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Red Eyes
Uh-oh.
and Demoralize.
Oh, God. Okay. That's a Cha contest, I'm almost positive, because they all
It is
are.
a draw contest.
Wow.
I rolled a 15.
Total?
Makes it a 20.
Okay. I rolled a 1. Remind me what Demoralize does exactly, because I gotta figure out how that applies in this situation.
Attempt to convince a target of the futility of their given action.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm trying to get him to do is to immediately start carving a new one to get us the hell out.
Okay, so they have just betrayed their people, and you, but you're incidental, to the thing. And now they are convinced that was the wrong choice. So they're gonna suicidally charge the thing to distract it, so you guys can get away.
Okay. Well,
So-
that was
Draw my sword.
Oops.
So the,
All right,
We can't
come on.
fight that thing.
We're gonna tell you what in the world's going on right now.
So can I persuade someone like the
Hold on.
Amberite one to make a new rune to get us the hell out?
actually, this is funny because since both you and Guido have seen where the other place was, you could just translate there if you wanted.
Okay.
You obviously wouldn't be
Portal.
taking your friends with. Okay, you're making a portal. Okay.
Hold on.
What?
Before you do that,
Through the fucking portal!
Language.
before you do that, as they charge this thing because of their demoralization,
Just one does.
Can-
Just the one.
oh, just one. Okay. Can I make a portal?
Yeah.
In front of him
Yeah.
so that he runs into the portal.
Yeah.
Okay. You do it. No rolls. No nothing.
Okay.
He vanishes.
So I'm going to point
into
to
the
Guido's portal and say, "Everyone into the portal!"
Guido, when you were back on the airship, back in the real world, where were you making your portal lead to? You know, when the airship was tilting over and you were like, portal, where was it going?
The first thing that comes to mind is the Maiden's Deceit.
Okay. They have a visitor.
So wait, it actually
That's
worked
what
this
I'm
time?
saying with my persuade, and my persuade is now inflicted toward the entire group.
Okay. Great, chalk contest. I'll just do one for all of them. They don't roll too well.
7 and 5 is, I can't math, 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are you doing it on Snarg and Guido, too?
Yes.
Oh,
And basically, I'm going to say in common to Snarg and Guido, let's get the hell out of here. Hopefully, Guido's portal doesn't take us someplace bad again. But it's got to be better than here.
are the snake people following those directions?
The Snake people got a 15.
Okay, wait. So the Amber Eyes one that was actually having the conversation with us.
Yeah.
Never mind. I didn't understand any of the conversation, so I can't try and come with.
I was gonna say is so Amber is kind of next to me, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So the portal opens up, and Cyril says, "Like everybody through. There's this huge monster right here. I'm gonna pick up Amber and carry her through the portal with me."
Okay.
And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group. I'm assuming they're not following because they lost my persuade roll. Or I lost my persuade roll. But I'm going to turn to the rest of them. I'm going to say, you were wondering how we got here. It was through this. Maybe this will get you away.
Oh my god. I gotta decide something as a GM without a dice. I gotta decide something.
Worst thing ever.
I know.
I think I just did something that would like majorly affect the entire.
Yeah, and I gotta really think if I wanna. If I need an exit strategy for this. Give me a minute.
So you can also say that the portal doesn't work.
No, unfortunately, I would have to rewrite some things to make that happen. Not just immediately.
Okay. Because it didn't work originally when I was on the plane of pebbles.
That is correct. And as I think I told you, it gets a little more accurate each time you do it.
But this is more fun.
Sis, as ever, I give you the option to override the dice. Would you like to try and persuade them, as in persuade me, the GM, with words? Other than just, this is how we got here, let's go.
Okay.
So, hit me.
Okay, so I'm assuming Snarg and Guido go through the portal.
Yeah, Guido still has an action. He can go through the portal. Basically, you all get one full round before it starts destroying you. So Guido portaled and then ran in. Snarg grabbed and then ran in.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
I was actually planning on waiting until everyone was through and going through last.
Well, either way, you still have an action to go in with your round.
So I'm going to turn to them. I'm going to be like, just all of a sudden realization, hitting me is like, what's going on? I'm going to turn around and be like, you guys probably don't have time to draw another rune to get out. And that thing's been hunting you. You've been on the run for I don't know how long. Something like that tried to eat me at the plane of, I guess, the area of fire. And look, if you stay here, you don't stand a chance, probably. I don't really know you guys that well, but I'm telling you, I have no ill will toward you. We have no ill will towards you. At least we're better than that bastard who betrayed you. And I know he's one of yours, but for the love of God, I don't want to see any more people die. It was a massacre.
Okay.
May I throw out something that Zerial may remember from her conversation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
That me as a player overheard. They've never left this realm, and they may be interested in seeing something that's not what they're used to.
That's true.
I mean,
You can't see through the portal, though, so I don't know where this portal's taking you, and my teleports haven't been working, so I'm assuming you're teleporting us to someplace inside this realm.
Yeah, nobody knows where the portal's going in character.
fair enough.
Yeah. You know where you tried to send it.
All right. I think I already decided in my head there's 11 remaining creatures. They will rush into the portal with their action. Zerial, I assume you will go through the portal with your remaining action.
Right behind them.
And then Guido with your last action.
Carrying your woman. You may not be, she may be just as big as you, but you are stronger.
Yeah. So, let me change a few things on our console here, because you plop out on the Maiden's Deceit. I've kind of already given you that. And, where exactly, Guido?
Yeah, we're on the ship.
Well, bacon.
So you're in the... oh my god, so the kitchen is now just suddenly swarmed with 12 of these creatures and the 3 of you.
You said there was 11 remaining, which means there's 13 in there. There's the traitor.
What I mean by that is the traitor was number 12.
Ah.
There we go. Maiden's Deceit. Bacon! Alright, in all caps. I need to change our background too, because this is suddenly no longer appropriate.
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah, sure. So, we've returned with drinks and food. Zerial is eating what appears to be malted marshmallows and death. It's just death. That's all that is. That's all I see. Oh my god. I wasn't hungry.
Is that just a plate of donuts?
Yeah. No, that's worse than a plate of donuts. That's a plate of chocolate.
It's graham crackers, melted chocolate, and melted marshmallow.
Yeah, that.
Oh, it's going to seal your esophagus shut.
It's s'mores in a bowl.
Yeah. Just don't tip it over and get it on the carpet this time. I was editing that episode not too long ago. When you did that on camera.
And I'm like, hold on! Hold
on! And the whole camera tilted because like the laptop was on your lap or something as you're leaning over trying to pick it up. and then you had some on your arm. So you are back in the Maiden's Deceit, the eating area, the dining area. There, I couldn't think of it for a sudden. There are 12 total.
The galley.
The galley. Thank you, God. You're in the galley. There's 12 total of these creatures with you. It's actually currently unmanned. There's no one here at all, not even the chef. In the nearby actual cooking area is silent.
So I don't hear the sounds of battle outside anymore.
Correct.
The Maiden's Deceit wasn't near there, was it?
You were...
They dropped us off outside of...
Yeah, you probably wouldn't hear the sound of battle, admittedly. Even if, like, you were still... Even if the battle was still going on, you probably would not hear it.
I'm like,
Well,
oh,
you know, your portal works this
why we
time.
get guest quarters?
It still
That's
looked
why-
wrong.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's because I'm Lugian. I don't know.
I've seen Lugian
Playing the
Desolates.
race card, really?
No, Z's response is going to be, I've seen Lugian Desolates.
Well, I'm going to turn to the snake people and say, well, welcome to the Maiden's Deceit, I guess.
I'm going to say you have about 7 minutes left, by the way, just for a little bit of tracking.
Okay.
So, you know, they say, what is the... What...
It's my airship.
They are
Welcome to the upper plane,
very, very disoriented.
outer plane, the normal plane, the plane with all the elements.
They're exceptionally disoriented. They're not even, like, vocal at the moment.
It's all right. It's a safe place, relatively speaking.
Guido, for the sake of my amusement, could you say you didn't close the portal just yet?
Sure.
Okay, a giant clawed metal claw reaches through the portal.
Close it! Chop its hand off!
Oh shit! I knew I forgot something.
Yeah. No, it doesn't chop it off. It just shoves it back through and doesn't come through. Which is good because it would probably tear the Maiden's Deceit apart from within if it came all the way through due to its size and strength. And that would be the end of your airship.
And us.
And the world. But no, no, it would reach the Grievers, and the Grievers would be like, what are you doing? Smack, smack, smack. Yes. Go back, go away. So the portal shuts, and, I guess the emergency has passed. I have to admit, of all the things I had planned for, and I spent most of today thinking about this, one thing I had not planned for was you guys bringing some of these creatures up top side. So I guess the next move is yours.
Well, I'm gonna head for the bridge.
You just leave them there. Bye.
Well, he can't talk to anybody.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll go somewhere where
I'm gonna
I'm.
page the bridge and be like, what's the name of our bosun?
Hang on.
Or wait, the
No.
bosun?
No.
Berg's not the bosun.
The bosun is... Hang on just a sec. I actually have the list right here. I'm just trying to figure out where...
Does he mean
Hang on just a minute.
Izimi?
Yep.
I don't even...
Zimi,
what the
I'm
hell?
gonna need you down in the dining hall. I've got some interesting guests. Help!
Why do I not have that name on my list?
Mhm.
I don't know.
There it is, Azimi of Shatterspear. It's a troll. Troll woman. That's weird. Oh, there it is. That's why. Hang on. I need to fix my notes real quick. Boatswain, which is the only way I can ever spell that word.
BO''SUN.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now that I have Azimi there, yes, so the 32-year-old woman approaches after a moment and then just freezes at seeing the aliens that she doesn't recognize.
It's all right. Everyone's just taking a moment to get a breather. We've been through a lot. You all can have a seat right now.
They're of Spacial?
They're
Help.
they're really, really confused by the concept of chairs, by the way. So, like, one of them tries to sit by it literally grabs the chair, shoves it aside, slithers forward, and just kind of coils down in front of the table.
That works. That absolutely works. You have every right to do that.
I'm going to need some help making quarters for them, and they don't speak our language.
They don't.
I think.
Now,
I can speak them.
okay, so Sis, you know something that makes this much
hold on.
funnier.
I don't know that they don't speak our language because I don't recognize that I'm not speaking common.
Yeah, you do, because you've switched back and forth between common and the other language.
Well, yes, but I do it unconsciously most of the time. That's why I spoke to Guido in their language, because I didn't realize I wasn't speaking common, but I wasn't, like when I just tossed over my shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't directly facing him, I wasn't thinking.
So you have a text. Okay. So, you don't know they speak a different language. That's easy
Yes,
to figure
I know.
out. That's easy.
I know that.
That occurred to me just now as I'm thinking, oh my god, really? Really? So...
He probably also speaks their language, so I'm still not going to realize. So I'm just going to be like, we need, like, blankets and pillows, but, like, no chairs, and I don't know what they sleep in.
One of them helpfully pipes up. We sleep
one
in...
of them say, what do you use to sleep?
I'll demonstrate.
Bed.
And one of them reaches out and starts to morph the table into something else.
Don't do that!
What? Why? I can change it back, and she changes it back into a table just as effortlessly.
See me?
I eat on that.
It was quite dirty. Let me fix it for you. She
No, the
reaches
grease
out.
gives it flavor. To stop.
What is... Hang on. And one of them... well, no, that's not true. That's not what happens. Never mind. Forgive me. Two of them start whispering to each other for a moment, and they say, "We will go with this troll."
Okay.
So do y'all have like names or something that we can call you? Because I mean, I don't know if Amber is your actual name. I don't know. But
What are your names?
I
I'm
am
Cereal.
and the guy who left is Guido of Granitholm.
I'm Zerial.
Zeri, what form are you taking right now, by the way?
I would assume I'm still in flame form, and I haven't thought about going back. Because nobody's pointed out to me that I'm in flame form yet.
I'm not seeing anything on fire yet. So
I'm going to go ahead and assume... I'm going to leave this as a plot point, the fact that Azimi doesn't react to the fact that you're in flame form. And they, of course, don't. It doesn't mean anything to them.
Hey, that's all they've ever seen me as.
So they say, okay, Noel, Lugian, Troll, Child of Madness.
wait, you know what a frickin' Lugian and Mole are?
Of course.
But you don't. When did you come here?
As I think I told you, well, it's a long story. There was a point in time in which we were up here, but for many reasons we and the other races decided to go down below instead. It was a gift offered to us.
Oh. Seems kind of like a weird thing to accept. I mean, there's a lot more colors up here.
A lot more colors up here. The creature looks and says, "I'm not sure I agree with that. I see many different colors down there since they see in a different wavelength.
Oh, it's just like purple and black.
You don't like purple?
No, purple's fine. It's just, I don't know, might get a little stir crazy staring at purple my entire life.
It makes perfect sense. Give me 1 second real quick. There we go.
Is the betrayer? The betrayer is here. What is he doing?
Shrinking. Not literally, just kind of like...
Can I go over to him and try to...
Kill it.
You already demoralized him. To the
I-
point where he was willing to basically commit suicide.
Can I persuade him that suicide is not a valid way to...
You are the most confusing person in the world.
I didn't want him to commit suicide. I wanted him to make a new portal. think like people.
Sure. Go ahead and try and persuade him. I guess that's an opposed chaw. I rolled a 12.
I rolled higher. I rolled a 15 on the die plus 5 is a 20.
Okay. I'm gonna have to write this down somewhere. Okay, so the gentleman in question, acquiesces to no longer try to
Right option.
kill itself. The leader, the Amber Eyes, says, "My name is Saravessa." And then she just cuts it off, of course, no clan name offered. Logically.
I hold my hand out.
She looks at your hand for a moment, and then she's like, "Ah, right." Shake, shake, shake.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is nice to meet you as well. It's been a long time since we've seen a Child of Madness. Come, let us go with the troll, everyone. So they go with Azimi, who takes them away, and then starts questioning them out of earshot of the rest of you.
Wait, is Amber going with her, or is she staying here?
Saravessa is going with them as well.
Oh, I need to talk to Amber. So
Do you
Is
try
Raz
to?
going with her?
All of them are going with, yes. Do you try to stop Saravessa, or do you try to go with?
Follow.
yeah, I'll go with. I mean,
So, while you have like 5 or 4 minutes left at this point, what are you trying to interrogate her on?
I'm gonna try to interrogate her.
You roll intimidate. Oh, sorry. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Essentially, just trying to calm her down. We can RP it up if you like, but
No, I know you're kind of in a hurry.
I will let them know about because they seem really super concerned about the ley lines. That it's all right. We've stabilized it now.
I can already
We're
feel
working
the
on
absence of elemental energy in the world just here.
I don't know what it was like before, so I can't say anything. But I'm forming this group, a conclave of sorts. One of its goals is to restore the ley line. It's actually positioned in such a way to have access to the ley line of water. And since you seem to know a lot about that and what's going on in geomancy in general, I'd appreciate your help in trying to repair the damage that's been done.
Of course, I'm sure we'll have many long conversations about it later.
Well, that might be a little bit difficult. So you see, I don't technically actually speak your language.
Yes, you do. Clearly.
No, just
I do
for this
for-
short period of time.
About 45 seconds.
Oh, so the Verindi spell you cast earlier allows you to temporarily know our language.
The what spell?
The Verindi spell that you cast earlier.
That's the second or third time I've heard that word.
Ever.
I didn't actually. So explain to me a little more about the Verindi.
Well, let me explain it to you, and then the spell runs out.
I'll recast it. I get it for. Oh, that was long. 14 more minutes.
14. So you recast it. She's about, and so she was been talking the whole time. So she says, and the Vernier,
Cast, poof.
and so naturally they were some of the few who were left after the war, and were trying to seek some kind of refuge. It was the least that
This
could
is
be
when
done
you pop
for
up
them.
and you say, the war's still going on.
Actually, Zeri, what are you doing during this point in history? What are you doing right now?
This point in history, that's pretty.
I think I just sat
cheap.
down on what used to be a table.
No, it was reshaped back into a table.
Ah. So I'm going to sit down and have a cup of tea.
Okay. Someone's gonna walk in. Oh my god! It's Millie. She's terrified. There's an elemental on the ship! Guys! Guys! And she prepares to cast at you.
Don't cast at me, Billy! What are you doing?
You can't fool me, elemental!
Seriously?
What?
Nobody's going to point out to me that I'm sitting in a chair flaming?
Well, she is. Because she just flat out called you an elemental.
I'm not an elemental! Why does everyone think I'm an elemental? Or a child of madness? What is this madness thing?
She holds up a mirror.
I roll a 16 on my con concentration plus a 6, which is a... I can't math.
22.
22.
There you go.
Okay, so you reform into whatever you choose to.
My elf form.
Okay, elf form. She's like, oh, Zerial. Pause. How'd you do that? Meanwhile, while you two are having that conversation, Guido, you've arrived at the bridge. Here's the situation. You get a sit rep from whoever you choose to. Probably Craig, I would imagine. Alright, sir, I've been keeping an eye on things just without you. I don't know what you did to destroy that airship, but that was pretty impressive, sir, I have to be honest with you. And Greeley reaches over and smacks him. He's like, what? It was really impressive! They took down the freaking frigate! Yes, but we wanted that frigate. Yeah, but it's still impressive. You know, you destroy a town, it's bad, but, you still go, wow, afterwards, right? Anyway, so, good job taking out the airship. It didn't explode, which is good. Killed a whole bunch of lycanthropes, though, which is bad. The lycanthropes, upon noticing that their leader were gone, immediately decided to work for your, what do you call them, the directorate buddies. Oh, I guess they're not called that anymore. And no, actually, sorry. What happens is he says, there's directorate buddies, and then he is interrupted by Wayun, who is on the bridge. Who says, no, the Dominion. And he's like, oh, right, you're calling yourself something different now. Why's everyone got to change their names all the time? Just stick with something
You
straight
hear
and
that?
simple. What?
The thunder. It's okay, Phelan. I'm right here.
Maybe that's why it's so freaking dark. Like, when I went out earlier, I thought it was much later. Because it was very dark. If I go offline, you know why. So, I mean, I have a backup power supply, but our local station's terrible. Comcast. Anyways, the lycanthropes appear to have fallen into the fold, and the fighting seems to have stopped. Apparently, your Dominion, excuse me, seems to have gotten the remaining airships. They really, really want to talk to whoever actually destroyed that airship, though. They very, very much want to have a very serious, strict conversation with whoever did that. I've kind of been telling them you haven't been on the line because you haven't been here for the recent, but is the mistress with you? And Master Snog.
That took down the airship.
No, although they did see giant gouts of flame come out of the hole. So they do have enough of a brain to deduce which of the three of you would probably have giant gouts of flame come out of the hole.
Well, fire doesn't. Casting magic doesn't make actual flame stuff happen.
Snarg, did you cast gouts
He's
of
a
flame?
geomancer.
That's true.
I can, in theory, do it, but
So they really want to have a meeting with you guys.
So who is it that's calling for the meeting?
The Dominion.
Okay. Anyone in particular by name?
Bob.
Okay.
I've met Bob a lot.
He's all over the place.
So I'll look over at Wei Yun and say, who is this person?
Wei-Yun will immediately say that this is one of the local revenants, probably the one who is in charge of the fleet in question, probably the one who is in charge of all the lycanthropes that have been working on your facility for you.
Oh, so this is someone who's on our side.
You mean you are on their side? He corrects.
No. Sorry, that was me, the player.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
Yes, you are part of the Dominion. Congratulations.
Chrisanne looked down at her phone. There we go.
I'm looking.
Okay, come on camera.
Ah! I wish I could, but I don't want to. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see the wow. Walmart.
Walmart. So, while you're just... Oh, sorry. If you have an answer right now, go for it. Others
Okay. So as the player is asking for clarification on the revenant that is asking for this meeting is one of those that was previously working on Fox Ridge.
Yes.
Okay. That was...
It would be more accurate to say that the lycanthropes that were working on this Fox Ridge were a member of this Revenant's house. The Revenant never came out here because you're beneath him.
Of course. Okay, so that makes more sense.
Meanwhile, Snarg, you're getting the history of the greater universe.
All right. Well, hang on. I don't have that much time.
What would you like to know as they're being carried to the empty, what will eventually be rooms, but they're not rooms right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll essentially go into how I got whatever the word they're calling this spell in the first place, which is from the temple, I believe.
Ah, so you went to one of the temples. I have not seen one of those in a long time. I wouldn't mind visiting them again.
Well, you may be able to. But I'm interested in what you said as well. These geomancer masters and that kind of stuff. I didn't even know those existed.
Of course. But first, I must know something, really quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, where are my notes on the elemental temples? It's really important that I find them really quick. Here they are. Found them. Did you honor the fallen while you were at the temple?
Which one?
I'm sorry, I'm actually not going to phrase the statement that way. She's actually going to say it more along the lines of, I have not honored the fallen at the temple in a long time. I assume it was a sobering experience.
You know, every single trial is always a sobering experience.
Trial?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, you go into the temple and you have some sort of alternate life.
Blank look.
I'm guessing this did not happen previously.
I don't know of any trial, Mister of Wildpaw.
Yeah, they like alter your memory and make you do certain things, and then it.
Actually, she
like,
wouldn't
changes-
say that. Just as a point of cultural note, she's going to call you Mr. Wildpaw, not Mr. of Wildpaw, because the concept of clan names is alien to her. Sorry, forgot about
That's
that.
fine. I'm not a person to really get uppity about it.
I'm putting that out for our viewers who are paying attention. So, yeah, a trial. That sounds interesting. So yes, geomancy. In where we come from, in the other worlds, geomancy is something that it can be cultivated, taught, learned. So you can draw forth a particular element into wherever you are. It doesn't work in 100% of places. For example, if you were to try and summon forth, the element of life while you were in our home, it would not have worked. It was simply too contrary. But if you had tried to summon forth one of the other 6 elements, it would have worked just well.
6.
As in everything other than spatial and life.
Okay. Now, this is the player asking. That sounds like that's less than they actually know of up here, as far as the different places to draw from.
No, there are 8 elements.
Yeah.
So there are 6 outside of space.
Well, no, I mean like from the actual, like there's different types of terrain types. I thought those mapped to specific elements. Is that
Yes, that's right. I understand what you mean. That is correct. What they understand is elemental geomancy rather than terrain geomancy, which is a different thing, actually. Although neither you nor they actually know that.
Right. I was like, okay. It's very different than it's like up here. People just kind of spontaneously come upon it, and nobody really knows how to cultivate that.
It's a shame the art has been lost. I wonder what happened.
Well, I mean,
And then the language comes out. No, I'm kidding.
you have no more geomancers among you?
Of course not. We were never skilled in geomancy. Some matters of arcane, but mostly we are shapers.
Oh.
While this conversation is going on, by the way, roll int real quick.
Okay.
Zero, you are having tea with Millie.
Explaining to her that
Everything that just happened.
not really.
Oh, so
No.
nothing. Not explaining anything to her at all.
Oh.
How are
No,
you
I'm going
explaining to her that
she
you can
asked me how I
shapeshift?
did it, and I'm going to lie through my teeth.
Okay, roll deception. I'll go ahead and roll 2.
Yeah. Total, it's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
13, and then that's plus Cha again, right?
Yeah.
18.
Okay, so she just kind of smiles noddingly, knowing that you're lying. She doesn't call you on it. She
She knows that
knowingly.
that the only time I lie to her is when
She's just like, okay. Pat, pat, pat.
Do I recognize that she knows that I'm lying?
Roll deception.
We have a long history together. So
Oh,
she-
fair enough. Fair enough.
Got
You
to
you
that
probably
point.
recognize this. Okay, so Snark. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to give you. At least not yet. So she will mention the possibility of actually being able to teach you how to do elemental geomancy. Now, I'll go ahead and just take a sidebar here for a moment real quick. In gameplay terms, elemental geomancy, which is something I've been looking forward to introducing for a while now, is you can do one of two things with it, okay? From a mechanics perspective. You can use it to change the nearby terrain to one of the terrain types that you choose. So, for example, if you're in the middle of a forest, you can just turn it into a desert, at least in a immediate surrounding kind of a thing.
So all of a sudden the trees withered and turned into sand.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
This is a permanent change. This is not temporary. So there
So
will be
that's
that
how oases come to be.
so there will be this oasis in the middle of whatever. And obviously, the stronger you are and the better you roll, the more you can affect with that. You know, at a novice level, you can get like a little circle around you, just enough to cast with. But at master level, you could turn an entire forest into a desert.
No, that's how ruins exist. He's in the middle of the desert and he's like, I need to cast something from urban.
Quick! The
People's
other.
houses pop up. How did we get here?
How do we get the other?
And townsfolk.
Oh no! It's like the ones in Minecraft. Yeah.
I need your houses to make a golem. Sorry.
What? Aha! So the other thing you can do with elemental geomancy is you can basically just say, you know, wherever you are, say I want to cast one of the 8 terrain types that is associated with a specific element, and just cast it rather than whatever terrain you're on.
Okay.
Doing so in gameplay terms will use up 2 casts basically instead of 1.
Okay.
Obviously, we can notate details later if you choose to go down that route, but she is basically offering to try and teach you in this because it is a learned thing as opposed to terrain geomancy, which is a natural thing.
Okay. I'll tell her that, yeah, I'd definitely be interested. Maybe we can help each other out and get these ley lines fixed at the same time.
Her face
He
just...
says, I got this really fun trick I've been learning too. I bet you don't know this one.
Okay.
So you take this cup of water. I'm going to go around the edge of the corner right here. I'll do the water communication trick.
Give me the roll.
All right, here we go. Not too bad. 19.
Okay, so at this point, your voice...
Your voice basically comes through like this, so it's still pretty distorted, but you can understand some of it.
You know,
Yes.
she
Looks
looks...
just around the corner. Pretty cool, huh? They can go even further too.
She hands you the water back.
Snark drinks it.
Yeah, I'll drink it. Sure.
Your stomach goes... It's delayed. You got latency. Bad connection, so now your stomach goes...
He goes, "Help me! Help me!"
You could do some interesting parlor tricks with that if you felt like it.
No, this is really useful because we can communicate with the Enclave and everybody back at the base like this. It's
Why
great,
don't
huh?
Why don't you just use a long-range communicator?
What?
The what?
She pauses for a moment and says, "Never mind."
I guess it has to do
I
with the right
assumed
road
based
stuff.
on our surrounding that you would have access to that level of technology. I guess not.
It's not commonplace.
So airships are not common now.
No.
She looks actually kind of concerned at that. Interesting.
I mean, people have them. Various nations have them, but it's not like
Nations.
Joe Bob. down
Why
the
are you
street
having nations?
has a name. Well, yeah, I mean, there is a
She looks really confused at that.
nations. Yes. So maybe this is different down there, but we're not all unified up here.
No, I know what a nation is. The whole plan was... Never mind. I guess something happened somewhere along the way. It's been a while. So I guess you abandoned the no nations plan.
I've only been alive for 22 years, so, you know, well, I know.
Yes, I'm sorry. Of course, you would not know what happened, decades or centuries ago. I apologize for
No one
wasting
really
your time.
knows. We don't really have recorded history past like 100 years or so.
What?
Yeah.
You don't... She goes quiet.
Although we
To be
kinda-
clear, I believe it's 300, right?
347.
Oh, sorry, it's a little... So, sorry, about 300 years or so, because I thought it was much shorter.
No, this is... I think actually you're in the year 348, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot sooner. Okay.
So,
Anyway, revise that statement.
that's still much shorter than it should be, so she will again give the look of shock, and...
Yeah, like things kind of happen. There are Daracost. They did a bunch of stuff. That was before
What are
my time, though.
Daracost?
I think there's a lot of things we're going to have to work. We need to work out some sort of.
Are you going to say Daracost or are you going to say Scion?
That's a good question.
Daracost?
Okay, so she's like, so what's a Daracost?
It's kind of a. It's like take longer to explain than I currently have time for.
You can feel, like, the clock in the back of your mind ticking down until the language runs out.
Like I said, we need to come up with some sort of communication system because this is not going to last forever.
Well, your comrade had no problem speaking your language.
At this point, I just don't even ask. But-
Okay. Was there anything else you want to ask me in the next, let's say, 6 seconds?
6 seconds. What do you want to eat?
We don't eat, thank you. Unless you have any spatial energy nearby.
We have bacon.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so as you're going to leave, Snarg, you notice that... Okay, so I've kind of described this before, how your ship is actually kind of modular, so you have a lot of options on how to customize it. And so that means there's basically empty rooms. I can picture it perfectly.
They're going to make the rooms.
They can shape things.
Yeah, so as you're leaving, you notice the room that used to be just beams and no walls and no anything is a full room now.
I poke my head and say, "Oh, can you do my room?" Except it sounds like blah blah blah.
And she turns to you and says, blah, 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 blah.
You know what? You're fine where you are. Just forget I said anything.
Okay.
Blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah.
Oh wait, hang on. I'll pull up the little art easel pencil thing and draw a
Draw her
little
pictures.
little thumbs up.
Can't you just give her a thumbs up?
No, it's much more effective this way. No, we're trying to get the concept down of passing messages back and forth.
So she looks at the thumbs up and she kind of does the same. She has full digits, of course. So.
All right. You'd be surprised how rare that is.
So let's.
I would draw him a little map of all of our 3 little rooms. Like, if you need anything, here is draw like this big ugly face for Guido, which probably looks like a suit, armor.
And then just draw like a flame for
Draw a
Zerial's
flame down
room.
there, and draw a stick figure Knoll on the other end.
The creature, Ceravessa, I give you her name already. She nods.
Okay, I understand each other.
Right about at this point in time, you hear voices coming down the hallway as Zerial and Millie are chatting, walking down towards you.
Hey, they made their own room.
They what?
Yeah, it doesn't have any chairs though.
Right about at this point in time, Guido's voice comes over on the comm, saying something that I can say for him, or he can guess, because I think he knows what I want him to say.
You're muted, Guido.
No, he
Bacon is now served in the mess hall.
That's not what I want him to say. I mean, that's always what I want him to say, but...
Command crew to the bridge. Command crew to the bridge.
There it is.
Bring bacon.
Bring bacon!
Millie, I'll talk to you later. Head on back to your quarters, and maybe when I have more time, I can actually tell you what's up.
Of course, of course.
If I head
Just
back
try
in,
not to
I
get any
point
big
the little command
battles.
section. All 3 of
I
us.
can't hear you over Starg.
So Ceravessa nods at Snarg. Millie says, just make sure not to get any big battles and try not to destroy any more airships, okay?
I didn't do that. Snarg did.
What? I didn't do that.
She just does this over her glasses at you.
I mean, I
No,
could if I
seriously,
wanted
I
to.
think I think Snarg did it. Remember?
Oh,
When we
that's
first
right,
fell
you
in
do
the water,
think
I'm like,
that.
what the hell did you do, Snarg?
So she's gonna look at you, and then she's like, "All right," and she walks over to Snarg and says, "Good job, kiddo."
Good job, kiddo.
I could do it if I wanted to. You know.
So I assume you guys head to the bridge.
I'm going to poke my head in and see.
They're still shaping the room, actually. Lots of curves. There's instead of like how we do boxes, they're basically making it like an ovoid sphere. No, they're quite expert shapers. They're not going to have any issues, man.
Who says that?
One of them, not Cerebessa.
We're quite expert shapers. Okay. If you guys need anything, you just let.
Do you have any spatial energy? We're quite hungry.
I'm going to turn to my bosun and say, can we bottle spatial energy? How do you get spatial energy?
And Azimi is going to roll deception against you real quick. Ooh, she rolls really well. Do you want to even try?
I don't even know where my dice went.
We're now playing diceless D&D, guys. New rules.
I
All rolls are
rolled a
ones.
10 plus Chaw's a 15.
You can't even tell she's lying to you. So
I can't tell she's lying to me normally.
that's true. So she just says, I mean, I guess you could take her to the temple or something? Maybe?
How long will it take us to get from here to the temple on the ship?
We're from where you're at, like a day and a half at normal cruising speed. Keep in mind, battle zone in between.
Yeah, so I'm going to be like, we're a day and a half from the spatial temple, and I don't know how to bottle spatial energy or where to find it.
Oh, we'll just let them starve to death then. I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, I'm saying that to the snaky people.
Oh, the snaky people will look even more despondent than they already were. Suicide is on their minds. No, I'm kidding.
Do you know how to get spatial energy?
You just reach into the ground and drag it back up.
So if we get one of you to the ground, you can do that?
I'm pretty sure your ground does not work as our ground does, ma'am.
I've been to the spatial temple before. I can't get you in there directly, but I can get you close to it because there's a thing and I can't teleport there.
They actually, all of them, all 12 of them, perk up a little bit at that. It's like, oh, it would be great. And Cerebessa comments, I would love to play homage to the honored dead.
Okay. I need to go to the bridge. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. You head to the bridge. Wayne
I walk into the bridge very confused.
is up there, of course. Guido's up there. So they're wanting to meet you on the ground, obviously. In fact, there is basically a command center in Fox Ridge that's already been built per Snarg specifications for the Blood Fox. And that is apparently where they are expecting you. And this is said with the intonation of a summons.
Oh, so why did we come all the way up to the bridge if we're just going to go back down again?
Well, one of the other things that happened while Guido was up there, off camera, was Craig mentioned that since they were no longer in a combat situation, he decided to go and do a little bit of a low-level scan. And he discovered that they... the number of lycanthropes has increased by about 5 times. And they were discussing it amongst the crew while you guys were gone, and they're not really 100% sure, but this might be the greater majority of lycanthropes right now, period. Right here.
Like worldwide.
Yeah. We're talking about in the 100,000 plus range of lycanthropes, just there.
So how many were at the battle? Did they just bring in more?
No, these were all apparent. Well, he doesn't know. He didn't scan until after the airship went down and after you guys left. So, don't know is the answer.
Oh. Well, then who's protecting the Darkos place? You don't know.
Quick question.
We don't have that kind of scanning range.
Craig?
Huh?
I'm just going to say this to the room in general, actually. The Daracost aren't a unified faction.
And Wayon says, yes, that is true.
So, did you all have a revolt?
A
Is the only way you can convert?
no, if given Daracost passes on or orders another, Daracost can trade their property, obviously.
Yes.
Just like you can.
But the lycanthropes, you could be trading them, but not trading them? Are we sure these are all loyal to you guys?
No. And he says it really bluntly.
Okay.
Of course, no
Okay.
lycanthrope can raise hand against one of their masters, regardless. Or I should say, one of their
I'm
betters.
not one of their masters. Neither are they. Or my crew members.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
My guests.
It'll be fine.
All
So-
of them.
It'll be fine.
Really? I'm gonna need to talk to you before I go anywhere. Craig,
So-
you come too.
What's up, Guido?
And Erg, I might need you as well.
My question was, are the lycanthropes just like milling about, or
They're
are
actively working right now.
on Fox Ridge?
Yeah.
Or
They pretty much immediately went back to work, as per their particular idiom. They received new orders. They followed them. There's no in-between time.
and that includes the, I'll say, new recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So wait, so was like the entire revolutionary force brought out here, and this is it?
I have no information on that.
You don't, or you're not willing to say?
Roll deception.
Roll deception. I'll join in this roll as well.
Okay.
Where the hell did my dice go?
How do you keep
do I have
losing
to? I
your
think he's
dice?
fine. But
It's-
anyway.
I don't know.
It's been like a couple minutes. Okay, so what? So yeah, what do you got? So,
Ooh, 22.
whoa, Guido, what do you get?
I got a natural 20.
18.
Hold on. So
Cha.
Plus your d6. Or are you at a d8 at this point? I can't remember.
I'm at a D8.
Okay, so 20 plus d8 plus your jaw.
Yeah. So that's a 32.
Jesus Christ. Guido, you are exceptionally certain that he is telling the truth. That he does not know. That he has no information on this. He also, you roll so damn well, you get this sense from him that he is actually irritable, that he has not had an opportunity to check up with his contacts.
Oh, crap. I've been
Not
supposed to
good.
be adding a +2 to all my deception rolls. And I have advantage on deception.
Yes, you do. From one of your career. I told you guys, you need to remind me of those. I'm not going to remember all your special things. Your career points. So he says,
Oh, well then. So what's going to happen with the remainder of the vector ships and all that sort of stuff?
oh, they've just joined the fold as they were supposed to begin with.
So they're ours now.
Minus the one that kind of got blowed up.
We would have preferred it if you hadn't destroyed such a valuable piece of machinery.
I point at Snarg.
He
told you
looks
I didn't do
right
it.
at Snarg, just like,
I did.
I
didn't do it,
understand
although I
that
could
you
have
are
done it if I
very,
wanted to.
I understand that you are very powerful individuals. However, there's no need to flaunt your power against a military-grade frigate.
I sneezed. Sorry.
All of a sudden, Snarg is Superman. Blinks a little bit too hard. New York is gone. Look, next time, Mr. Wildpaw, can you take the battle out of Metropolis, please?
Oh, that won't be any fun. Nobody gets to watch it.
So, Third, you need to get going soon, don't you?
20 minutes.
Okay, so we need to start wrapping up in general. Do you want to chop it off here, or do you want to meet with Bob first?
Let's go ahead and chop it off here.
Okay, so
Because that's probably going to be a lengthy conversation.
there we go.
Right.